Good day. I'd like to say before we even start, hit that subscribe button. Alright, y'all, welcome to another it's got a lot of ridge on it, man. We got two issues with the car: pulsing brake and the electrical outlet that is not properly registering. It could be due to water, but I haven't figured it out yet, which means this needs to be sealed. That's why water's getting in there. There's no seal. So I'm in the rain. I want to check the brakes real quick. When I got the car, I didn't even realize I was missing a lug nut. Or did it fall off? Don't know. But here we are. Alright, here we go. Wheels off. Rotor's seen better days. So we're just going to pull this off, do a cleanup real quick. Just want to show you guys the setup right now that I'm working. So we got a long ratchet, 3/8 with a Torx 45 to take out this bolt. It's pretty rusty. I'm not too sure why it's like that. I got a screwdriver holding the brake in place. I'll get this bolt off and then I'll work on the brake caliper. I would love to show you guys while I'm doing it, but it's clearly raining. So let's get to it. I am grinding my rotor. I found some high spots already. So let's just continue. All right, got my rotor, got my grinder, and I'm just taking off the loose rust that's on there. It's pretty rusty actually to begin with. I'm not too sure the type of blade was just a flapper disc that was on there from before. Making my way around as easy as possible. You can see the brake, the rust coming off. I decided to get a little more, engineering and get a flat granite surface with a 80 grit, I believe, 40 grit sandpaper, so I can get a flat surface to make sure that the rotor stayed flat and not warped from my grinding. This way I can get it as lapped or as flat as possible, so we can try to get rid of any warpness or any rotor deflections. Now I'm flipping it over to the front side, which was a little more difficult. Trying to figure out the best methodology to get that done, because that rotor's pretty heavy. So I came up with this, put it on its side with the 80 grit sandpaper. That's probably now like 240 or 460 grit sandpaper, but it was doing its job. I used the corner because it allowed me to get on the actual brake rotor itself where the pad would be meeting the surface, and I just made my way around as much as I can. Try to check and make sure it's smooth. It still had a little ridges in it. There was a major groove that was made by the, I guess, whatever damaged the rotor. There was a groove on it, but this was flattening or was doing a job. Do a good job. Very nice, very nice. Let's go install that rotor. There we go. Now, I had realized, that the rust had migrated onto the face of the hub. So I felt it was necessary to ensure that it sit flat to get rid of any rust that was on the hub itself. A little bit of anti-seize that I left outside in the water, in the rain and the elements. So it wasn't really performing as it should, but I did my best to get it up, get it on the hub as much as possible. Get it on the face of the rotor and slap that guy on. Now here I am putting the brake rotor caliper on. Didn't really have the view, but make sure I anti-seize one on the bolts. Make sure things got hand torqued, a good hugga-dugga. As you can see me making sure the anti-seize went on the bolt heads for the brake. I believe these were 18mm socket, so if you take your time, you can get it off. They were on there pretty tight. I don't believe these were off since factory, but what would I know? The brake pads actually were, let's say, past its half-life. So definitely by the end of summer, I would look to replace those, or I'll listen for them to squeak. Clean up any residue from the anti-seize on the rotor. Ponder a little bit, make sure everything's good. Yeah. Time to put the wheel on. Now, I had made the attempt to put the wheel on, but then it came to me that, hey, there's probably some rust and some nonsense on the face of the wheel. So, you know what? Let me clean that. So, after I done put all the wheel nuts on, I decided I should probably take it back off. They say hindsight is 2020. Now that I look back, I should have put some anti-seize or at least painted the surface to protect it, but let's see what happens when I pull off the wheel again for another inspection, and we'll make our assessment there. But I'll definitely make sure to protect it on the next wheel if I ever have to do the other side. I decided to do this one side first, then run a test, just so I don't overwhelm myself and not figure out exactly what the issue was. The car was pulling to the right when I would let go of the wheel, so I'm hoping that this does alleviate the issue. And here we go. Wheels back on, everything's torqued down. Let's clean up our tools, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again for joining me. Please subscribe. Have a good day.